Well, we've got a rare visitor in Jersey, Deputy John Gollop. So we're going to have a dollop of Gollop on the election which is going on.
Well, that's my philosophy in life. Do nothing and expect nothing, and you won't be disappointed.
So that's pretty accurate then.
Yeah.
You were at the hustings last night, the senatorials. Any response? What do you think?
I thought actually all the candidates were adequate. There wasn't one bad candidate there in terms of the ability to understand and explain the issues. I thought, personal view, there was a little bit of tension between the right and the left from some of the speakers, but a lot of the candidates, including I expect some of the successful ones, were very much going for the don't upset anyone centre ground of politics.
Well, Philip Balash, of course, tried to put the gentle boot in for the reform group.
So Philip will say what he thinks.
That's
he's
right.
He's not afraid to be an old-fashioned constitutionalist who appears to be against left of centre political parties having their own external affairs ideas.
Yeah, on occasions he does say he wants reform, he wants change, but he doesn't really mean it, so it seems.
Yes, I suspect Sir Philip does want change, but it would be change more towards an independent Jersey that was free to adopt its own views on rights, human rights and tax treaties, rather than sharing international common ground.
On your jacket there, you've managed to pick up a Reform Jersey badge. Is that significant? Have you joined the party?
Well, I haven't officially joined the party. I'm not even sure I could. If I was living in Jersey, I think I would be voting for some of the Reform candidates, but in a multi-seat constituency I might be choosing other people as well. I think parties can be useful as long as they're not too exclusive and divisive. If people are getting together to work together towards a common purpose and not to cheat the electorate by changing their minds all the time, that can be helpful in giving people a real choice.
Is there anything similar happening in Guernsey at the moment? Is there any party similar to Reform getting going now?
Not really, but one or two members are members of UK political parties, I think. The Chief Minister of Guernsey, the new Chief Minister, Jonathan the Tock, at the Institute of Directors and annual Beano, suggested that he would like to see parties of some kind emerge in Guernsey, maybe before the next election.
There was a suggestion that he'd actually spoken in favour of having a president rather than, I couldn't quite work out what it was reported, but briefly.
Yes, well, in France his title is the Premier Minister of Guernsey, I believe. But I think I'm probably a closet right winger as well as being a lefty, because I do suspect that if you wanted more radical, effective change in the Channel Islands, you not only would need to work closer together, but you also need to have politicians elected who are more populist and were getting in on a let me get on with the job mandate, like a mayor, like a president, rather than just being committee fodder.
Strange enough, one of the candidates in the senatorial is quite keen on a joint Jersey-Guernsey approach to things, isn't it? That's part of his campaign.
Exactly. That will work in some areas. I think it's particularly useful if you're in Sir Philip Balash's kind of position, because I'm not sure if it'll work if Jersey takes a stronger line anti-the EU than Guernsey, or vice versa. You probably do need very similar views on external affairs, on taxation, on
I mean that's a whole area of uncertainty. I mean, if Channel Islands' views on external affairs should diverge from the UK view, there will obviously be a crunch one day, won't there?
Why are the Channel Islands in a bit of a recession, or maybe the word is austerity period? And why has this happened in the last 5 years?
Well, they created.
Well, the answer is we created it ourselves because together we all believed the best way forward was outsmarting each other and the other man with lower and lower corporate taxes. And even conservative libertarians like the redoubtable Senator Sarah Ferguson are beginning to question the wisdom of 010 in delivering sustainable prosperity for most Jersey people, retired people in public services.
Extraordinary result, or maybe not a great surprise to some, but the UK has just got its first UKIP parliamentary elected member. He was a defector from the Tory party, so that looks like that might be a bit of a trend happening there. In other words, change is in the air, isn't it? I think there's shock in the future.
Channel Islanders generally don't support UKIP overtly, but there's sometimes an undertone of scepticism about new arrivals to the island. Curiously enough, left and right at the bit.
Well, I've been here for 50 years, but at St Mary's they were saying I'm an Englishman, I shouldn't be I shouldn't be there, I should go back to England, but there we are.
Well, yes, I see amongst your senatorial candidates include a person who's obviously Scottish, a person who's probably Irish, and a person who's of Polish origin, and that's interesting because they all have got their supporters, I'm sure, and many of their policies are broadly based.
Well, I see. I mean, amongst the deputies, we got a guy with a very strong Greek name, not obviously second generation, I presume Greek. There's a black African Portuguese lady, and it's becoming diverse, isn't it? The change is being forced upon. That's why I particularly want to speak to you. That little poster, it's just over your shoulder there, the No campaign. There's a yes and no referendum vote going on. Have you got any thoughts on that?
Yes. Well, Channel Island politics are often the reverse of UK politics. In the UK, as I see it, the right are against immigration and the left, to a certain extent, welcome it. In Channel Island politics, it's frequently the reverse. The right want more immigration, partly to increase services, lower average employment.